Welcome to day 2 of Freedom to Rise. This is your mini podcast series I'm putting out this week, running alongside these free 4-day workshop series I'm creating for you. Tonight, we're going to be digging into becoming your own wisest healer and really the parts of you that we need to look at and really meet and know and ultimately heal, so that you can get out of your own way. We talked yesterday in day 1's mini podcast about self-sabotage and really how you hold yourself back from doing the things that you want to do, and why focusing on doing is actually, and we covered this in the workshop, focusing on what you need to do is actually not always the most effective or fruitful thing to focus on with your goals. Because without the being, the doing means nothing. Because how many times have you tried to do something, but you get in your own way? You are the one who's not doing it. You are the one who's self-sabotaging. You are the one who's like getting distracted or talking yourself out of it or getting busy with day-to-day stuff, not prioritizing it. If it was just about doing things, then we would all be living our best lives. And, if it was just about setting your goals and making the best action plan, like sitting down on a Sunday and being like, right, this is my plan of action, these are my new habits, this is my to-do list, this is in my calendar. If it was just about that, then so many people would be further along with their career, with their finances, in their home buying journey or their dating life, whatever it may be that they are trying to progress in, they're trying to create a certain result from, so that they can, be building their dream life, living their best life. It's not just about doing. And I want to touch on this notion of working hard, because when we struggle with moving forward and taking action, often what's happening, if you're stuck in that all or nothing self-sabotage loop, or you're focusing on doing and you're taking action, but you're still not getting results, who do we blame in that? Ourselves. You say, I'm lazy, I can't stick to things, I never stay consistent, I always give up on things, I never follow through, I never end things I start, I can never stick to a fitness plan, I can never stay consistent with my goals, I really struggle to put myself first. All of that is your identity and how you see yourself. And it's when you're shaming yourself and you're making yourself wrong, that, how is that working out for you, by the way? Is that helpful? Is that making you feel good? Is that making you want to do those things? Or is it keeping you in that all or nothing loop? Because when you're not doing anything, you feel so shit about yourself that ultimately it feels better to just live your day-to-day life and do nothing. Because why would you want to do something when you're putting so much pressure on yourself and you're making yourself so wrong for not doing it right? And the story behind that might be, I'm not working hard enough. I need the right way to do it. I followed what this person said and it didn't work for me, so that must mean there's something wrong with me. I need to, I didn't do it in the right way. I didn't do it for long enough. I didn't do it X, Y, Z. What if you don't need to just simply work harder and put more pressure on yourself and shame yourself more? What if instead you actually needed to take a step back and to really sit with the parts of yourself that ultimately feel scared and feel unsafe about having what you want to have, about living in that home, having that mortgage, about being in a relationship or dating, about being in that role at work or earning that amount of money or running that kind of business. Because you might think right now that you don't have that yet because you're lazy, you've not followed through, you're not working hard enough. I'm going to challenge that is an easier thing to focus on than the reality that there's actually a part of you that is really shit scared of having that big goal. There's a part of you that doesn't even want it. Which sounds crazy to say to someone who's like, I feel like I've spent months and months focusing on this goal and nothing is happening and I feel so frustrated. Like I was saying in yesterday's podcast, you're doing the things, but like in the past month, you feel like you're walking through quicksand trying to move forward with your goal. Because it either is practically hard, like nothing is happening, you're getting very little results, or it feels so hard because you're beating yourself up. There's so much pressure on doing it right, getting it quickly, having it the right way, that you're simply just not moving forward. It sounds crazy to say to someone who's going through that there's a part of you that actually doesn't want the goal. You're like, what? Like, what am I doing all this for? Of course I want the goal. I'm going to challenge you and say that there's a part of you that doesn't. There's a part of you that feels unsafe to have it. And it's easier to blame yourself and create these really limiting affirmations and identity statements like, oh, I'm just lazy, oh, I never stick to anything, I'm always all or nothing with everything. It's easy to focus on that and use that as like a stick to beat yourself with than it is to say, I'm feeling really activated and challenged by what this goal is inviting me to step into within myself. There's part of me that is terrified of having it. There's a part of me that is terrified of being judged. What will my family think? What if I can't handle it? And it's these deep-seated, underlying core fears that we have that are causing these frustrating loops that you're in, where you feel like you're trying everything but you're getting no results. Or you may be in the other camp of you're not trying anything at all because every time you attempt to start, you're in this stop-start loop, this all or nothing cycle where you might be on it for a week but then you fall off the wagon and life gets in the way. So tonight we're going to really dig in to those underlying fears and parts of you. And most people, I'm just going to say, most people don't do this work because it is challenging. This is where I'm going to be inviting you and challenging you to rise up. This whole week is about rising up into the woman you're here to be. And there's a version of you in the future who's come through the challenges you're facing right now with your goals, who has the thing that you want to have. And she is so fucking proud of you for keeping going, because she knows that the deep, under the surface work is so worth it in order to manifest your goals and manifest your dream life and create the results that you want to create for yourself. Because you don't get to have both. You don't get to just have the thing without becoming the version of you who has the thing. You don't get to have one without the other. You get to go first. Manifestation is an inside job. I'm so excited to lead you through day 2. We're going to have another day of breakthroughs, aha moments, light bulb moments, and loves. I will see you there. Make sure you're signed up or registered at the link in the show notes if you're not already.